$100,000. Presently, 16 separate contracts have been awarded, which have produced an impressive array of and non-digital resources. Now, cemetery directors say that they are pleased to see students visiting the cemeteries as part of their studies. This renewed interest by the young and old alike revives the. However, the National Cemetery Administration and the institutions of higher education who most often receive and utilize these contracts tell us that working with grants is much more efficient and easier for them to administer than contracts. For instance, grants allow an award cycle more closely, closely aligns with the academic calendar of schools and colleges. Administrators of the Veterans Legacy Program said grant programs would help increase the reach of the program beyond large universities to smaller groups that want to become involved. Now, a grant program also allows for faster funding. Contracts involve a one-time payment for work at the end of the project. They allow for fluid and regular payments throughout the course of the work. Memorializing is a primary responsibility of this committee, and we need to support innovative ideas for bringing energy and interest into national veteran cemeteries. The Veterans Legacy Program is just that. Those currently working with the program at National Cemetery Administration and community groups tell us that a grant program, as opposed to a federal contract program, would solve most, if not all, of the administrative problems related to access in a consistent and flexible way. H.R. 2385 does that by simply allowing VA to provide grant funding to the Veterans Legacy Program. Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from California reserves the balance of his time. Gentleman from Tennessee is recognized. Mr. Rowe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much room.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of H.R. 2385 as amended. This bill, which is sponsored by our Congressman Connor Lamb from Pennsylvania, a United States Marine veteran, would authorize the Department of Veterans Affairs to award grants instead of contracts to educational organizations that research the lives of those who are interned in our nation's cemeteries. I would like to thank Chairman Takano for the amendment he offered during the committee to include report language to ensure that Congress has the information needed to determine whether this grant program is financially sound. I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 2385 as amended. With that, Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Tennessee reserves the balance of time. Gentleman from California is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, at this time, I'd like to yield 3 minutes to